Welcome to the Culture Section Podcast. I'm your host. I am Quartet.
And I'm Todd, the greatest me.
I've been working on that one for weeks. Man, listen, it's the brand new year, the first episode of 2020. By the time you see it, it'll probably be February sometime. Listen.
That ain't bad.
Nah, not bad at all. This will be the first episode that we recorded with visuals. Well, that we're going to actually use because the last one was straight trash. Listen, I want to say Happy New Year to everybody.
Happy New Year.
Thank you, y'all, for supporting the Culture Section Podcast thus far. We're getting a little support.
Oh yeah, man. I see the views up there, man.
You know, we
it's like a consistent number.
It is a consistent number.
That means I guess the same people is like watching it. So appreciate it.
How many times have you watched it?
To be honest, just once, man.
Oh man.
Because I had listened to the recordings on my phone, or however, when you sent it to me, I listened to them so often that, you know.
True on the spot number. So from 1 to 10, from what you originally heard to the edited version, how does it sound better or worse? 1 to 10.
1 to 10? 10 meaning it sounds better?
Yeah, the 10 meaning it sounds excellent. We say 5 meaning it sounds better.
I mean, I already thought it sounded good, so I guess 10 then.
That's what I'm talking about, y'all. It's hard to get a 10 on this man. But listen, the first episode is I Am Kevin Hart. That's the name of the episode. We're talking about his documentary, which he released a few weeks ago. It's called Don't Mess This Up. For all the people who don't use the 4-letter word.
Oh, yeah, the edited version.
The edited version. There you go. Interesting documentary. Covered a lot of different points as far as his children.
True.
The extortion.
True.
The affair.
True.
The use of the homosexual word.
Mm-hmm. How he wasn't going to apologize.
His father.
His mother.
Like you said earlier, his first wife.
Yeah, you said briefly.
Briefly.
Did they show her?
They did not show her.
All right.
They showed his kids, though.
Yeah, of course they did.
Man, I tell you what, man. Mm-hmm. Let me start out by saying Kevin Hart is balling.
He is.
Good God Almighty. Did you see that house?
I did see that house. But he said that's what one of his fears was, man. He wanted to consistently be doing something so he could consistently keep supporting his family, man. He didn't never want to be out of ideas.
Yeah.
So he always, his mind is always moving. And he's doing a good job, man. I'll say that.
Yeah.
He's doing a great job.
Now, he first of all, when we first decided to talk about it, in my head, I wanted to I guess you can kind of say we're reviewing it, but not really. We're just kind of pulling out some talking points. But one of the biggest takeaways from the documentary is that Kevin Hart is one driven person.
He is. Is he the highest paid comedian as of right now?
Yes.
Cool, man.
Because the biggest thing, I'm going to tell you what I noticed is that the comedians that were hating on him, financially, they were not at the level that he was performing at. And they had never really did it as far as doing the arenas like on that level. So I can understand, looking back in hindsight about it, I can kind of see his perspective and their perspective. Now, here's the crazy part. The crazy part is the documentary really showed us how intricate Heartbeat Productions is. As far as the Plastic Cup Boyz, as far as even developing a script and calling in actors and
true.
One of my favorite movies he's actually talking about redoing is Uptown Saturday Night. I'm not sure if he got.
That's the one, Idris Elba. That's the one he wanted to get him on.
Idris Elba, Chadwick Boseman. I forgot who's the writer for this one, but I thought it was a good look. And that was just, the whole point was he wanted to do kind of like a who's who of the Black experience and put them all in one movie.
True, man.
Now the crazy part is, the affair. So, and it also depends on your perspective. So what was kind of crazy to me was like, he's like, yeah, I went to Vegas and none of his boys went with him. And when he said it, he was like, none of his boys went with him to tell him that, you're being stupid, Kevin. And unless you're living under a rock, everybody has pretty much kind of commented on that that segment of the documentary, because it almost seems like that it comes off as an excuse.
Well, to me, honestly, from what I seen, I didn't quite understand the affair that much. Like, maybe I don't want to say I was nosy, but maybe I wanted more details about the affair, because to me it was, you talked about it, but it still was kind of nonchalant, man. Like, I really didn't understand what actually really happened. Like, what happened? You get what I'm saying? I mean, I knew he cheated some way. Does that mean he slept with the woman? Like, he slept with her?
I'm going to go ahead and say yes.
But did they say he slept with her?
I'm not going to use the words.
Did he have sexual intercourse with her?
I think he did. I haven't seen the video.
Neither have I. I thought they was, well, maybe that had something to do. I don't even know. Maybe there's something legal about that.
Yeah.
But anyway, man, you can't blame your homeboys for, I'm not saying, you're saying it sounded like that's what he was saying. That
And
so with that being said, he's a grown man. You don't need no one telling you, at this level, you're a grown man.
Yeah.
You don't need nobody dare to say, don't do that. Don't do that. You're a grown man. You know right from wrong. You're married. Okay, hey, listen, we all make mistakes. Let's be honest.
Of course.
Nobody's perfect.
Nobody.
Listen, but anyway, man, we all make mistakes. So I'm not jumping. I'm just saying that's just not a good excuse for what you did, because you was by yourself.
Yeah. So now I understand for I don't want to like beat now, but when you really break it down, now that is a choice.
Yeah, you always have a choice.
You have a choice. But I just think that he's such a driven individual, and he's the captain of the ship. No matter how you dress it up, he is the boss, he's the CEO, he's the friend.
He is.
He's the one that's, if they talk about people that have made it and took his crew with him, he gets credit for all of that.
Hey, that's what I did like about the documentary. He actually literally looked out for his homeboys.
Yeah.
And even his homeboys. Like, he was saying that one guy was
homeless.
Yeah, there you go. His homeboy told him he was homeless, and he gave him a job.
He did.
I mean, the weird thing is a lot of people just, set him up with a little money, like that. But he actually literally looked out for him, gave him the money and a job, and he's still on his team. He's like one of the writers, I believe.
Yeah, and he
was hosting he was hosting the shows.
Yeah, he was hosting the arena tours.
And the good thing too was Kevin Hart said he was having like 4 openers, and he said no one was doing that on no big shows, having 4 openers for him, and they all was his homeboys. He literally looked out for the crew, man. And I really respected it. I was like, man, that's what's up. Because a lot of people, man, when they start making that money, I mean, they is brand new and they do get missing. They numbers change, or if they don't, they just don't answer your phone calls, man.
Hey, listen, as soon as they say, I ain't gonna tell him walk out like this.
But the funny thing is, his homeboys are stand-up guys too, because they actually work. They put in the work, man, and they're a tight-knit group of guys, and that was good to see a bunch of brothers, man, who are tight-knit with each other.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you, and they go in on each other, so that means that there's some real love there.
Even almost fight.
Yeah, like I'm talking about what they be doing. They be talking about some disrespectful jokes. I don't know if y'all listen to Straight from the Heart, their radio show on Sirius XM, but first of all, the dynamic is amazing. They really go in on each other, man, and I think that's really what makes the Plastic Cup Boyz work. So I think there's 3 comedians, like the one you talking about. I think his name is Joey Wells. I think he was the one that was homeless. He has like I think he has a show on Comedy Central that might be in his 3rd season.
He does. I think they mentioned that.
Yeah, I mean, like it's crazy because to be honest, from the outside looking in, just typically whenever there's one successful person and the crew's around it, the outside looking in, you'd be like, oh, they just sucking up to him. But these guys are really putting the work in, man.
There you go. They're not an entourage. They're actually a team.
Yeah, they're actually a team. And I think in order to kind of work in that type of hierarchy, you have to be confident, man. I'm talking about the individual that's getting put on.
True, man.
Because family, they'll be like, hey, man, you just kissing his butt.
Yeah, man. Well, hey, man, even now, even after seeing documentary, people probably believe they still kissing his butt.
Yeah.
But I didn't see it that way, man.
No. I'm going to tell you, here's the sucky part. So basically, this will give you, this kind of bring it back and go into this next segment. So Kevin Hart goes to Vegas. Some kind of way he ends up in this room. And
are you still talking about the affair?
yeah, this is the second part, what I'm about to talk about. He ends up in Vegas, and there's a tape made, and somebody sends his wife the tape.
Oh boy!
And he's headed to Asheville, North Carolina, actually. And the funny part is he's with one of his buddies. He says nothing for the whole trip, and then later on he talks about it. Now here's the crazy part. Allegedly, one of his boys was trying to extort.
Can we really say allegedly?
Allegedly.
I thought it ain't allegedly, it's a fact, right? There was a court case about it.
Well, the truth is, charges have been dropped. Like, I just looked this up because,
What if they dropped the charges because they were just tired, man?
I don't know. But
okay, I didn't mean to interrupt. Keep going.
No, man, it's a podcast. Yeah. First of all, no, I'm just kidding. But so allegedly, he tried to extort Kevin Hart, and he wanted $10 million. And Kevin Hart said, "Man, I ain't giving them nothing.
Yeah, pretty much, I ain't paying you
nothing, sucker." Like that.
They even said his name, right?
Yeah, and I looked him up.
Yo, you did?
I can't remember his name. I should have wrote it down.
Did he have Jackson in his name? Something Jackson?
I can't remember.
Yeah, I ain't gonna mention it, man.
Yeah, because that would help with the views.
Yeah, just kidding. Keep going though. I'm gonna look it up.
But so there's an after effect. So Kevin Hart is hurt. I imagine the whole crew is looking at each other like, I wonder if this other dude over here is acting like this other guy. You just don't know what kind of mindset it is. So they're on a plane. Kevin Hart, Boss Man, which is his personal trainer, they are kind of going back and forth. And at least on the documentary, it looked like he was almost implying that
JT Jackson.
JT Jackson? Oh, man. Can I say this? I don't want to let everybody know. If you roll with a crew of people and I would say that Kevin Hart is a good person. Especially, he's put on his boys and they could check him when he get out of line and this, that, and the third. If you're in that circle and you do something like this, you are, sir or ma'am, a sucker.
I thought you were going to say Judas or something.
And a Judas. I'm going to add a suck in the sound effects.
I mean, even though we're using the word alleged, that's pretty rough, man.
That is rough.
Like, if you already in that circle, why are you trying to get $10 million, man? Like, you already in that circle. You can make that money. Just work hard. Why are you literally trying to get money from your homeboy? You already in that circle. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you already sitting at the table. What's the problem? You're that. I guess it's greed, right? You that greedy, or either you like his wife.
People, that's funny. People are just really.
Who sent it to his wife? Oh, they didn't say who sent it to his wife. No.
An anonymous email.
Oh, that's horrible. And what was the purpose of sending it to his wife, man? I mean, I don't know. I understand the purpose, but that's ruthless, man. That is ruthless. And the simple fact they wasn't together when she seen it.
Because we're gonna have real clean audio, I just want to say that's what suckers do.
Man, this is horrible, man. I'm thinking, what's going through your mind?
Jesus.
Because you got to come home eventually, man. That's where you live, right? And you know you got to face the music. That is horrible, man. That's got to be a horrible feeling.
It is. And
especially because I think even after that, he met up with his boys and they talked about the situation or something. Yeah. But I think that's before he met with his wife face to face.
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing they basically tell you is like, man, you messed up, bruh.
And I'm gonna tell you what really makes the situation really sucky is that, okay, so Kevin Hart was married and he got divorced and remarried. So a lot of people was trying to accuse his wife of being a homewrecker.
Oh yeah, I remember that on the documentary.
So this is how it all makes it horrible. Now, he already said, that she's not a homewrecker.
True.
But what makes it horrible is that she had to already deal with all this stuff people were saying.
Oh yeah, and then that on top of that.
And then, let's say it gets real smooth. She dealing with your schedule, and then this happens. See,
that's like adding injury to insult.
Oh man, she made a decision. She was with a child. She made a decision to stay, which is totally her decision. I definitely don't think people should have an opinion on whether she goes to stay. But the crazy part is, I just keep hearing that part. My boys wasn't there, and. Kevin Hart is a smart guy, man.
He's a grown man.
Yeah, he's a smart guy. He's a grown man. And more importantly, he comes from a broken family.
True.
So even though there's not a manual for how to navigate certain things.
But it wasn't broken from infidelity though, right? It was broken from the drug use, correct?
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm trying to help him out, sir.
Oh, my bad. I'm not bashing him. I'm just we're just talking about the documentary. I'm not bashing him. I'm just saying sometimes people pretty much whatever that case may have been, that's what they usually reflect. Usually if you're not saying, usually a lot of times when people's father's an alcoholic, and they try to stay away from drinking.
Right.
Because they don't want to be like their father. And then once they end up, or if they end up having a drinking problem, then people's like, man, just like his dad, man. Then we could say, yeah, his dad was an alcoholic. You try to relate the two, but, him cheating on his wife and his dad, you get what I'm saying, man.
My point is, I was thinking more on the lines of, he figured out a way to go from poor to rich.
True, man.
Steps. He figured out.
He worked very hard at his craft.
And
then he figured out what? You about to say something?
He figured out how to be a good father. See what I'm saying? So Kevin Hart has the how-to.
Oh, yeah.
That's my whole point. So this is not.
So he just had a moment of weakness.
He just made a bad decision.
Because that comes with fame, doesn't it? Pretty much. I mean, you don't even have to be famous to step on your wife.
Yeah.
But, once you reach a certain level, you are a high target. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Things come to you very easily.
Yeah. Access.
Yeah, man. It's just right there. And it probably was just timing. Now I understand we all have somewhat of a support system. If not, you probably need to get one.
Yeah.
And his boys was his support system.
Yeah.
Now, did they say why his boys wasn't with him when he went to Vegas, or did he decide to take that trip by himself?
First of all, it was a last-minute trip. And that dude
what was he going there for?
I guess he just wanted to go gamble.
And it was a last-minute trip?
Yeah, man.
Hey, listen, I'm going to say that then, man. That's a lesson to learn. Sometimes last-minute decisions are bad decisions, so take your time.
First of all, that was the simplest lesson ever. Little statement. Wait a minute. I'm expecting some
No, that's something to learn. It's that simple. That last minute decision end up being a lifetime of regret, man, because he can't take that back. You got to think about it, man. If you cheat on somebody, male or female, even if y'all do work things out, man, to be honest, it's probably going to be in their mind.
Yeah.
It's always going to be in the back of their mind, the front of their mind. They're going to think about it. It's almost hard. It's pretty much hard to trust someone after they cheat, man, especially after you lay with another woman.
Yeah.
Or you lay with another man.
Yeah.
When you're missing or you ain't answering the phone, first thing I'm thinking is what you doing. Like, what you doing? Where you at? You know what I'm saying? Even if, because it's still stuck in her. That's like an imprint that you put on someone. It's like a tattoo now. Once you do that, you pretty much just tattooed that on that person, and then they got to look at it all the time. And that's one of them tattoos that you can't cover up. You can't go to the doctor or the surgeon or something and say, I want to cover up this tattoo. It ain't happening, man. You can make things better, but that's still something that is in the history books and it's remembered. Now back to what you were saying.
When you said imprint, I thought about that movie about the vampire and the girly.
Oh, you talking about Twilight, man?
This man was up here talking about imprint like Twilight. No,
you said the girly fella.
That girly fella.
Which brings you to another topic of the documentary, the statement that
oh man. So
hey man, one thing I don't like is when everyone has a history and a past, and everyone has a right to an opinion. And the fun thing to me is, as a comedian, they're a comedian. Even if what they say has truth to it, they're still a comedian. It's their job to make jokes, to make fun of things, make you laugh. A comedian just makes fun of things, man. Reality, whatever, man. So, and when people dig up something, what's the purpose of digging something up, man? That sounds like, when people dig up something from the past, sound like it comes from a place of hatred.
It does. Here's a okay. So just to give you some context, I think it was either 2010 or 2013. He made a statement about if his son was gay.
Yeah, he was doing stand up. Matter of fact, so it's why he's making jokes and doing his stand up. Go on.
Yeah. But he tweeted it.
True indeed. But
he tweeted it. I just want to make sure.
Yeah, we'll mess that up though. Go on.
The tweet. But here's the thing though. Now, he has people that work. I'm gonna tell you what kind of like upset me just a tad. And I'm playing on words, obviously, when I say upset. There's one lady. She's a lesbian, but she works with Kevin Hart, and she was saying about how, like, basically she knows him, but the people that she knows doesn't necessarily know him. So that statement kind of offends. But I kind of was like, well, who fault is that? Now I know that might sound kind of cold, but my thing is, this is how you make a living, and your job is this, this, and this, not public relations for this, this, and this. And I really feel like he made a couple missteps, but I don't know if I really feel like they're missteps. I just think because even though he is the entity, he is not the only one involved in the entity. So he should have really relied on people to do their jobs as far as making the rounds. Now, I can understand a man not wanting to keep repeating and apologizing for something that happened 10 years ago today, probably. You feel what I'm saying?
True, man.
And I'm going to tell you this, man. Listen, when them comedians was going back and forth, Mike Epps, Cat Williams, basically, Cat Williams pretty much called him an Uncle Tom. I'm just gonna keep it a buck. He didn't use those words, but you might as well have the gatekeepers. When they talk about gatekeepers and this and the third, how else you think a black man get in with the gatekeepers? That's what you trying to imply. And then Mike Epps was saying basically that his relationship with The Rock is, kind of phony, but whether it is or not, it's not the point. The thing about it, every time the black man is close to elevation or elevating, there's always this group of people that have something to say about it, which that comes with it. So not only do you have to be able to navigate that, you have to stay in a positive space, and you have to make a point to say, yo, I'm not a sucker.
True. Hey, man, let's rewind a little bit.
Yeah.
With the statement Kevin Hart made about his son, right?
Yeah.
When I think about it, right, as a child, even as a parent, a lot of parents, you know, they
Push your head to the white meat.
I have no idea what this guy is talking about. A lot of parents want their child to grow up to be a doctor, lawyer, have a successful life. This man just wanted his son not to be gay.
Okay.
It's all right for him to say he doesn't want his son to be gay.
Yep.
There's a struggle with being gay.
Yeah.
If not, there wouldn't be all these parades, pride parades, all these protests and stuff.
Talk that talk.
Obviously, there's a struggle with it. Perhaps, you know, he don't want his son to go through that struggle. Number two, when other people get involved and they start talking about other stuff that has nothing to do with this, talking about his relationship with other people. Matter of fact, what does it even matter?
It ain't none of your business.
Yeah, I mean, man, why you talking about this man and the relationship might be phony, all this other stuff? What does that matter? Why do you care for it? You want that relationship with that person or something? You want to be where they at? I just don't understand that. Number two, if the man has a lesbian working for him, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. She works on the team. Obviously, you know, he's not homophobic.
Come on, somebody.
Number two, why does it upset people so much?
Because people, they want, first of all, and I'm so glad I'm in a protected space. People, first of all, they want to equate being gay with some type of black struggle or minority struggle or some of on that lines. Now, when it comes down to basic human rights, everybody deserves it.
True.
So I just feel like the same way with Peter, the way that Peter loves animals more than humans. Yeah, I said it. And we want people to think the same way that we think. And it's just not going to happen. Really, man, the Oscars, we adults now. This was at the time probably 8 years ago, maybe 9 years ago. I think it was 8 years ago. When he did the tweet, either 2010. It don't really matter. It's a long time ago. And my thing is this, people grow. And people, I think even then when he was saying it, he not talking about being violent towards gay people. He just making a joke about his son. And to be honest, black people, that's how we get down. Now he could have probably left it off of Twitter, but that's neither here nor there. He a comedian making jokes.
Yeah, everybody make mistakes.
Come on, man, he make a mistake.
He's human.
And at the end of the day, the Oscars, I think he made the right call not because I agree with the call, it's just because it's the right choice for him.
So he had already apologized, right?
Man, he been apologizing.
And they wanted him to make another public statement.
Yeah, I think the statement they wanted him to make was that he's against, I guess, violence against gays. I think that was because I'm telling you, man, that whole segment, I had to really look at it and break it down because it was weird. My man was apologizing, and then at one time he said, "I'm not gonna talk about it no more."
I get it, because you do get fed up for just repeating.
Now, that worked on The Breakfast Club, but it didn't work on Good Morning America. You feel what I'm saying? Because, again, people know that it just...
Probably the Breakfast Clubs understand and the viewers understand.
Yeah.
That's more of his lane. You get what I'm saying?
Come on, somebody.
Good Morning America now, that's more, a different lane right there.
Yeah, and I don't want to pretend... Here's the thing. Comedians, they ought to take pain and make it funny. So I think if I go to a comedy show, I want to laugh.
Of course, man. I ain't come there to cry.
I don't even care. I mean, yeah, you can go too far, but at the end of the day, 9 times out of 10, if you watch YouTube, you watch the night shows like Jimmy Fallon, and you pretty much have a grasp of who these guys are. I'm talking about the popular ones.
True, man.
But I think the stand he took was good. I think.
Yeah. Hey, previously I did say that I did like that he was the first comedian that's endorsed by a shoe company, which is Nike.
Yeah.
That was good, man.
That was so random.
And, man, I did like the simple fact, I guess he forgave his father.
Yeah. Great point.
Yeah, man. And he looks out and takes care of him, man. But it was weird, man.
Tell me this. When you seen his dad, did you hear, "You ready to go night-night"? Did you hear that? I kept hearing that in the back of my head. I was ready for him to do it.
There's two certain things, man, that stuck out with me with his dad. One was when his dad came to visit, and I guess his dad needed a new oxygen tank or something for breathing.
Yeah, it was like...
And Cav was like, "Man, Dad, only thing you got to do is tell me," because his dad wanted to talk to him. He was like, "Can we talk for a second?" And he told his dad at the end, "Only thing I do is just tell me what you need, and I got you."
Yeah.
Which was good, because, I mean, you could tell that relationship. I mean, you can see that his father was humbled, or, you got to come to your son now.
Yeah.
But it's the way Kevin did it. It was like, pretty much, "I got you, Dad."
Yeah, he didn't belittle him.
He didn't whatsoever, man. It was like, so, I mean, that was a touching moment. Another one was when, man, I don't know if y'all remember, man, but...
You cried him?
No, man.
Not literally, but did you?
Inside?
Yeah.
No, I was just happy, man. I was proud. Another one that actually tingled my spirit is when he, I don't know if y'all caught it, man, but when he, like, kind of tapped the little baby in the back of the head, man. What happened?
I did see that.
Man, it like, boy, it like, woo. I thought it was gonna be a scene, man, but it wasn't a scene. They just let it go down.
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna be some talking, like, "Hey, man, don't be touching my son like that." But I guess it all was done in fun. But to me, it looked a tad bit rough. It was like
it looked like a little tad rough.
Woo.
I think it did look a tad rough. When you think about what was so funny, Kevin Hart said he wanted to go live with his daddy. And then when his daddy picked him up,
that was hilarious.
He had about 27,000 people living with him. And because if you think about it,
he said the grass wasn't greener, man.
The grass wasn't greener. I mean, I'm gonna tell you, he. I think Kevin Hart's a genius, man.
You think he's a genius?
Yeah, because what are we doing right now? We're talking about Kevin Hart.
True.
Granted, it's probably my idea more than yours, but
wow. Would I have anything to do with anything?
Nothing. That's just shade. But I think as we continue to buy into what he's doing,
yeah,
it just really now it shows a human side, it shows a flawed side, but it also shows a little bit self-gratification.
On whose part?
Kevin Hart.
You think so?
Yeah,
man, he's a hard worker, man.
He is.
Like 24 hours, he's always like going, man.
I'm not saying that
self-gratification.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's like a bad thing, but I think
he just don't want to be poor anymore, man.
Yeah,
he's seen both sides of it.
Yeah,
he's seen the broke, and he's seen the lovely, and he's trying to do everything not to go back there, and he's trying to set up a legacy and an empire, and he's going about it the right way. Because he's looking out for others, he's bringing others with him, man, and he's taking care of people, and he has great ideas.
And it's very hard to. It's very hard to really almost. With Kevin Hart, you have to acknowledge the good and the bad.
True, man.
And
he wanted you to see it. That's why he made a documentary.
So it's like when I see it.
It's almost like beating you to the punch, though.
Yeah.
It's almost like you ain't got nothing on me because I already told everybody.
Exactly.
It's pretty much this is what it is. So what you gonna say now?
Yeah.
The good, bad, and the ugly. And the funny thing is he's more than a comedian, man. He's a businessman.
Yeah, he's definitely a man.
He's on both sides of it. And he's a good actor. He's showing you all the sides. So he basically took almost like comedy took him where he needed to go. And now he's building an empire off that. He's branching off. He's doing this. He's producing. He's writing. He's directing. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, say a good actor.
Yeah, he's a great actor, man.
A great actor.
Kevin Hart? I mean, listen.
No, I'm just watching how you say it. I'm just saying.
I enjoy his movies, man.
I do too. Man. I've seen all.
I think he does. I think he does a great job, especially when he's a leading role. He really. I mean, what Kevin Hart does works for Kevin Hart, man. It literally, really works for him, man. Like everyone can't pull it off, but it really works, man. I enjoy seeing it work.
I'm gonna ask you a question. If you haven't seen this, have you seen The Upside?
Man, guess what? I want to see it so bad, but I'm not. Man. But it hasn't.
You suck.
I mean, I seen the beginning of it, and then it cut off. I ain't gonna say what happened, but I seen the part. I think it was the beginning where he was like flying down the street or something. The police pulled him over, and he had my man like, kind of over exaggerate his condition, man. I seen that, but I wasn't able to. But what I seen and the reviews I seen in the trailer, man, it was real tight, man.
But I'm gonna tell you, I even like the part. I even like the fact that they covered that in documentary, because the other actor, I can't think of his name, he played on Malcolm in the Middle. Yeah. Had a very accomplished actor. He did not. He literally told them he didn't want to talk about that stuff. Oh. Like because all the affair and all this other stuff was going on when The Upside was coming out.
Got you.
It's just what I kind of learned. This is one driven guy.
True, man.
But being driven, you have to find some true balance, because it makes no sense. You can have all the money in the world, and if you're not a good father and you're not an available husband, it's counterproductive.
True, man.
Taking people with you is, during this time, it's almost. And I'm gonna say this, and it is what it is. Especially for Black people, we have to do it, because in any other culture, especially in the Asian culture, they keep the money in their family. That's how they move, and we always, felt like, they owned everything in the Black neighborhood. That's besides the point. We have to really make it a point to take people deservingly up with us.
Yeah, and hold them up, man. Hold them up to that standard.
Yeah, because it's just it's enough.
Yeah, you don't want to be MC Hammer. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and actually, the bad point that I'm gonna tell you that I'm talking about Hammer. Hammer, he looked out for everybody, and them boys ain't nowhere to be found. I'm pretty sure there's a couple of them that's still around, but the gangsters and Suge Knight, they the ones that had his back. It wasn't the ones that he literally put people through college, children and all that other stuff. Go Hammer, whatever that is. Hammer, let them know Hammer. Always, yo man, what happened to that dude? I always want him to come out. I want Hammer to come out with a gospel album, and I want to be his hype man. Let him know Hammer about Jesus.
I thought he did come out with a gospel album.
I don't know.
I didn't follow him like that, but this ain't about him. It's about Kevin Hart.
But I'm just saying,
and he moving smartly. He's moving real smartly.
One more time. Let him know Hammer about Jesus.
Is Hammer still pastoring?
Let him know Hammer about Jesus. I don't know why. He doing this on purpose, man.
I thought he still was.
Let him know
Hammer about Jesus. Hey man, he had a reality show one time. I don't know how many seasons it did, but MC Hammer actually had a reality show. It was like back in I can't remember, man. Like, it had to be between, I might look it up, man, but continue, man.
Hammer was about to beat up MC Search. I don't know if you remember third base. He about to beat him up, man.
This is a true story?
Yeah. It was a rumor that he kind of confirmed. Hey, I watch a lot of YouTube, man. I can't help it. But with Kevin Hart, man, what I learned is that it's okay to be successful. It's okay to have some focus. It's okay to have some drive. Don't feel no type of way. But I do think, I hear a lot of celebrities talk about generational wealth. And which Kevin Hart and his crew, Plastic Cup Boyz, talk a lot about. I have a little different perspective because most of us are just trying to pay bills and take care of.
What does that mean to you anyway? What is it called? Generational
wealth. So Tiffany Haddish and Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart talks about generational wealth. Tiffany Haddish was talking about generational wealth this past couple days ago. So in my head, when I hear that, wealth meaning rich, they're trying to make their families rich generationally. I could do a whole podcast on this, and I don't really want to share my thoughts because celebrities are always trying to tell the common man how to think. And
maybe we can discuss it next time then.
Yeah.
Duly noted.
But trust me, we're gonna lose all our viewers after that.
Are we?
Because I have some strong opinions. I've stated them here and there. They can't relate to the common man anymore. That's just my opinion. And I'm not saying all of them, but if you're saying that generational wealth is ownership, I can get with you. If you're talking about solely money, I have to discuss that furthermore.
Got you.
But I did tell you what, I meant to. Lonnie Love, she had made a statement on a reel about black men.
Yeah, I seen it. It popped up in my thing.
Yeah, what was it? What was Zach saying?
Something about black men being faithful, or can they?
Yeah, I don't know how to be faithful.
Committed or something, man.
Yeah,
I can find it real quick.
But the reason we bringing that up is because it started with the comment about in the Kevin Hart documentary. Then Joe Budden said something about it. Lonnie Love saying something about it. And yesterday on the Breakfast Club, they said something about it. I was just thinking all of it ties together really. As a black man, Kevin Hart is a workaholic, and he proves that if you really want something, you're gonna have to really, really work at it. I haven't seen the Plastic Cup Boyz live or whatever, but I see them working. So he's working, they're working, and they all have their own identities, and every day is being developed every day. And I think that's one of the probably the greatest takeaways from it is that they're able to be their own men, and at the same time, he's the guy. You know what I'm saying? His family is his wife. I think he met in DC. I think. I think they just had a baby. He had two previously. I think that dynamic works, man. For liberty.
She says a lot of black men in the black community don't know how to be faithful.
Yeah, that's a whole nother. So it started with.
It didn't start with Kevin Hart, did it?
Yeah, because he was talking about he didn't have his boys.
Oh, wow.
So everybody kind of had a take on it.
Everybody has their opinion.
I guess we already stated out. It's a
and why
choice.
would it just be black men though?
That's the problem I got with it. And what it is,
I always hear that. This is not me making a statement. I always hear that women just are sneakier and more smarter about when they do it. I'm just saying what I heard. That's the end of that story.
So we'll definitely touch this one because next time because we need more topics. But to be 100% clear, cheating is not just a black thing.
Yeah, it's not based on race.
It's not based on race at all.
It's just based on people.
Based on people.
Everyone is not a cheater.
I'm just keeping. Everyone's not a cheater.
Yeah. What does Charlamagne always say? Does he say black men don't cheat? Is that what he say?
Black men don't cheat. What I was saying earlier about the does he still preach?
Oh, MC
Let him
Hammer?
know how about Jesus.
Hey, speaking of that, his reality show was called Hammer Time. It was in 2009. It was only one season though.
First of all,
Shout out to MC Hammer.
shout out to MC Hammer.
You gotta pray just to make it today.
You gotta pray just to make it today. That's how we pray. Oftentimes I try to make it to the top.
Was that actually in the song?
I think so.
Wow, that was horrible.
Hammer made a movie though.
Did he? What was it called?
I can't remember.
Did he really make a movie?
Yeah, because it was on BT. It had all of the songs in it.
Really?
Yeah.
Was it like one of those like other movies that they make of people? Like the Fantasia movie and the Shantae.
I ain't gonna say
not
it was
Shantae,
quite
my
like,
bad.
quite like that.
I didn't mean to say
Kind of
that
like
one.
that. Who?
I meant to say Aaliyah. That movie, was it like that? Or like when they did Jimi Hendrix? And
It was more like music video, like kind of like how Michael Jackson did the video with Smooth Criminal.
Oh, like that. Oh, I thought it was like a movie.
No.
Oh.
I guess you could say I don't know what they
So
call
it's like a behind the scenes?
not a behind the. You remember they released the Michael Jackson? Not that. The one he had Smooth Criminal and
Oh, you know what? I thought you were gonna talk about this is it.
no, this ain't. This is it. This is Michael Jackson right here. Hey man, do you know that Mike Tyson said that Michael Jackson was a player?
Yeah. It came up on one of my feeds, man.
Come on, man.
I was
Yo, ever since started doing the podcast,
Mike Tyson
yeah,
is one of my favorite boxers. I said one of them.
yeah.
And I really respect him. But hey, man, sometimes some things he say is just hard to believe. And it's like I don't know, man, if he's just saying to be saying or if it's really got some truth to it, man.
Hey, let me say this. They said Mike Tyson had a one-man show in Vegas. They said it was amazing, by the way.
I could actually believe it. Didn't he have like something on HBO one time? Like him, I wouldn't really call it stand-up, but it was almost like he was doing some stand-up, man.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it went out pretty good. I mean, because I can imagine that he's a hilarious guy, man.
He definitely been through some
Scary and hilarious.
events, that's for sure. Holy Jesus.
I mean, me right now,
Yeah.
I'm not a professional. I still wouldn't fight the guy. I mean, he could be walking with a cane, and I'm sure one of his jabs would probably just take off my neck, man.
I gotta tell you something. If he walk up to you and says something disrespectful, do you take it or do you take it or do you swing at it?
I mean, I'm not gonna swing at him, but I ain't gonna take it either. I might be like, yo, that's so disrespectful, man. How dare you say that? That hurt my feelings, and keep moving.
This is what I'm gonna say. This is how I'm gonna do it. He walk up to me and he say something disrespectful. I'm like, get him, Tada.
I'm like, man.
Hey man, that's when you gotta be like, listen, man,
I'm going for them knees.
you gotta take your own L, cuz.
No, I'll go for the knees.
He might got some bad knees though.
I mean,
But
he's
up
getting
top,
older.
though,
That's why I ain't going for no headshots, because he took a lot of headshots in the day.
Up top, he look like he just,
Yeah, I mean, he's still in some good shape.
I'll punch you in your neck right now.
So, whatever, enough of that.
I'm just glad
Shout out to Mike Tyson.
If Mike Tyson was my pastor, he'd probably be like, sit down. I'm like, yes. I don't know.
Oh, no, you got to use the Mike Tyson voice.
I can't do it.
Oh.
Mike and Mike. I can't do it.
Because if he say sit down, it's almost like it sounds so funny, but he looks so scary. Like,
Man.
you don't know if to laugh or to sit down.
But while you playing though, Mike Tyson got an excellent podcast though.
Oh, yeah, I seen it, man.
Excellent podcast.
So we doing some shout outs on people with podcasts?
Yeah, I mean, because we done major lab. This episode is probably the last couple episodes were pretty. First of all, here's the funny part, and then we'll in the segue. So early part of the summer, we had filmed a couple episodes of the podcast, and we was like, we're gonna go live. And it was terrible, man. Like, I'm talking about the feed was terrible.
I didn't really get a chance to experience it because
I took them down so fast.
But then you showed me, and then it blacks out, and you hear nothing but audio. It was.
So then the funny part is
we had that fan blowing too. It was hot in there.
Oh man! But this right here is so much. But I wish I could see. And shout out to Tyler the Greatest Me because he set this up, man. Because I mean,
well, I do my best.
Man, we on fire, man.
Fire.
Again, we want to again, the culture section, man. We just enjoy talking, man. It's just about growing and laughing and all that stuff together. Again, to all the listeners, man, we want y'all to help us reach 1,000 subscribers, and on 1,000 subscription, we're gonna have a giveaway.
That's what's up. Hey, listen.
And that's what's up.
If they have any suggestions of things they would like us to talk about, how can they reach us to ask?
Well, first of all, you can leave us a comment in the comment section on the Fanz of the Culture network page on YouTube. Yes, we're calling it a network, ladies and gentlemen, because in my head, we are huge. All right, just leave us a comment. You can also follow Fanz of the Culture on Instagram and leave a inbox that way. We all over social media: Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook. Fanz of the Culture is the company. The culture section is the I don't know what you would call it.
Ooh, next time you better write that down.
I know, because it sounded like I was going to say something so innovative.
Yeah, it did. Then you just crashed at the end.
Just crashed.
It was like, boom. Watch it go and fly.
Let them know hammer about Jesus. I don't know what. Yo, man, that's right. This is like funny to me, man. And it's going to be even funnier because of...
Are you going to leave this in there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait. Let me start getting it right. Let them know hammer about Jesus. I don't know. Yeah. So, again, we want to thank everybody for listening to the Culture Section podcast. Hope you thoroughly enjoyed it. Shout out to all of the other podcasts. Check out Expeditiously, the Mike Tyson podcast, several other podcasts that I personally listen to.
There's a few that I listen to.
Brilliant Idiots and the Joe Budden podcast. But I think as far as, I'm not going to say we're the only.
Oh, boy.
I ain't going to do it.
What was you going to say? We're the only what?
Faith-based podcast.
Oh, that's what you was going to do?
Yeah, faith-based.
I don't even like them quotations.
I don't either.
I'm trying to think what people going to think when they see that, man.
You know how will people go?
Like, it ain't gospel, it's inspirational music.
Oh, I don't like that either.
Okay. That's what I felt when you did this.
Yeah,
right
yeah.
It really kept me.
Hey, but we're gonna have some guests, but
oh yeah, stay tuned for that.
It's gonna be some real topics, and we just enjoy doing it, man.
True indeed.
Again, follow Fanz of the Culture on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Don't forget the Culture Section podcast is every Saturday at 12 p.m. exclusively on YouTube. In about 60 days, we're going to be on the Inspired Internet Radio network.
Say word.
Inspired Internet Radio. And then shortly after that, hopefully by then, our giveaway for the 1,000 subscriber, we can move on to
oh, that was in the mic too.
Patreon.
Hey man, yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah.
Especially about that giveaway, I'm very excited.
He don't know what it is. Don't you think we out here? Hey man, got to get creative. I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
I have something in mind though.
It's all right. You don't got to share it now. We can go ahead. We can go ahead and end this.
But anyway, I am Quartet.
And I am Tyler, the greatest me.
And we'll see you next time. Peace.
Peace.